in today's episode, guys, we do start, in fact, season number 2, and boy oh boy, has it been a busy transfer window. Okay guys, we are here at the start of season number 2. Fantastic to get it underway. I'm super buzzing. A lot to talk about, a lot of transfers that have occurred this season, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, but yeah, I think some positive steps for the club in general. You'll be pleased to know. So let's jump into the nitty gritty of the transfers. We'll start off with the guys getting out the door, starting off with Sado Bangora, one who was very sad to go and was a mistake of mine. So he went on a non-contract to Holston Kyle, 18-year-old Dutch forward. Looks very good. Potential to be, he's like the only player at the club, barring our new youth intake guy, 16-year-old Matundo. Other than him, he's the only other 5-star potential player. So disappointing to see him go on a free as well. Would have liked to have kept him, and he probably would have been a starter for us in a couple of seasons. But hey ho, we need to focus on the here and now. And the main points of the end of last season is saying that I wanted to get rid of as many as the deadwood players as I could, and I think that I've done that. So Tim Reeder, a poor performer for us last year, he's gone to Dresden, who got promoted into Bundesliga 2. I don't know what they want to do with him. He got a 6.59 rating after 15 games. That is poor. It's poor, so he went. Then I wasn't impressed with Kevin. Kevin was our main man, captain, leader, but performed poorly a lot through the season. In my opinion, 6.74, not good enough for the captain of the club. 33 games, 6.74, no, that is not good enough. 28, not really going to improve. We managed to get a whopping 425,000 for him, and that is why we let him go in the end, which was a really good deal for him. As for the others, I just wanted to get them off the books, so fee wise I wasn't too bothered, as long as I was getting some money. So another one was Alexander Winkler, another defender who didn't really feature too much. Didn't feature at all. There you go. I thought he'd played a couple of games for us, but apparently he hadn't. He's gone to Jena, who have been promoted into our division this season. So it'll be interesting to see how he actually does. Watch him perform really well now. But I don't think he will. I really don't think he will. Then another one, Dominic Chad, another guy who is younger and has got some potential, but a guy who's didn't really impress me. And the fact we got Rizzuto in made it ever more certain in my mind that I was going to move him on. So he's gone to Braunschweig for 20k. And then finally, Philip Hirscher's gone. A guy who, again, there you go. It's on the screen right there. 6.41. That is all you need to know. Did not perform for us. We spent 135 grand on him, would you believe, a couple of seasons ago, and sold him on for a mere 24.5k. Disappointing. But a player that was on 2,000, all these guys were on 2,000 plus wages other than Bangora, and we needed to get him off the books. So I'm quite happy with that business so far, and we are looking to remove another 1 or 2 players, hopefully. Fingers crossed if the deals go through. So we start off then with our first in, which was Ace Niger, a guy who's one for the future. Was released on a free by Paris Saint-Germain, and his potential 5-star just made me snap him up really. He's not someone that I don't think is going to get much game time in the first team this season, but again, with that 5-star current ability, more than likely, if we could keep hold of him, he's probably going to feature at some point in the future for the club. So then we went on to Gabriella Gauri. Obviously we lost Puri. Now Gabriella Gauri was another guy on a free. Poacher this time. Need competition for Spalvis. Spalvis looks like he might be quite injury prone. Spalvis is going to be my number 1 forward or poacher this season, but I think Gauri is a good backup for him, to be honest. If we have a look quickly, speed wise, physically, defending wise, he's better. Attacking, he's not much worse, a bit poor aerially. Mentally, they're quite similar. So in some areas the kid's not too bad, and he will develop further as well if we have a look at his essential ability to 4-star. So he's got a little bit of room to grow as well at the club, which is very, very positive. And then this guy, Josh Knight, I think he's going to be one of our best signings we've made. So I know it says he's a midfielder here, which he can, versatile guy, but he's going to be a defender for me. He's a centre back all day for me. Ball playing one at that, very, very good. If we just, for instance, look at these stats, physically very, very gifted as well. Resolute personality, which is always a good trait to have in your team. Is a lot of resolute characters is ideal to make a strong team. 23 years old, as you can see, bags of room to improve. He's already one of the best players in the team, and on a free, you cannot complain. Then we have another free, Brian Henning this time, from Osnabrück, who have got relegated into our division, I believe, this season. But a decent midfielder, trying to strengthen the midfield. He's going to be a deep line playmaker, and he's got decent stats for it. I think aerially he's lacking a little bit, but I think we've got other players in the team that they've got height for those corners and set pieces for us to defend from, so I'm not too concerned. Then John Buckley, a guy we signed but can't use because I didn't realise about I should have realised about the EA. You can only have 3 non-EU players, and obviously Brexit it screwed me over. But yeah, disappointing. He looks like a good player as well, but we're not going to be able to play him this season. Then we get onto our actual signings that cost real money, which signing, well, this could be the signing of the season for us. Christian Cabala, to give Torsten Russia some competition. Not that he really needs it because, well, he's a beast, but that's why he's pacey, good off the ball, good passing, crossing could be improved, and dribbling. But I think he'll be a decent signing for us. I think he'll cause some issues down them, both the right hand side and probably the left hand side as well. Although I think he's going to be predominantly off the right, and Torsten Russia probably off the left. Now, to partner Josh Knight at the back, we brought in Kevin Schotterbeck for a record transfer of 140,000 for us. Anyway, it's not the record transfer in the club's history, but since we've been at the club, looks very, very decent. Good aerially, which is good. Lacks a bit of pace, but Josh Knight makes up for the pace. He's still a really good passer and got some good mentals in there. I like the bravery, decision making, and composure there. Very, very good. Can also improve a little bit, not as much as Josh Knight, but enough. Then the last 2 signings, we have another striker who's going to replace Puri, who I did actually want to sign, but he cost too much money in the end. He wanted like I think it was 325,000, and I wasn't prepared to pay that much for him. Although he's a top scorer, but we want to try and improve the squad as a whole, and I thought wasting 75% of the budget on just one player was a bit stupid, so hence why we've not brought him in. But Julian Rieber here, we brought him in for whatever it was, 30 grand. Good stats as a pressing forward, aggression, bravery, balance as well. Yeah, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, fingers crossed. And then Rafael Celia, just a backup in the left back position. Huslik we've managed to keep on, and Hanslik as well on loans, so them 2 have come back to the club, costing us no money as well, more importantly, which is fantastic. As for other deals that are potentially going through, because we've waffled on quite enough, Kenny Redondo is on his way to Easberg Au, 325,000. Disappointing. I don't want to let him go, but he wants to go. Obviously they're in a division higher than us. He wants to test himself, which is fair enough. 325,000 is a fair amount of money for him, I believe. So he will be going, and then hopefully we'll have a bit more money put into the kitty, and then again we can try and sign and strengthen the team. And then Kleinsorger here, we'll just accept them as well to get rid of him. We need to just offload as many players as possible. So with that being said, let's just have a look at the old season preview. The interesting thing about the season preview, which I've already looked at before we started this episode, is that we are top, but we've got no players in the Dream 11, which is kind of confusing. You would have expected at least one of our players to be in the Dream 11, but it's not. But apparently, just like last season, we're supposed to get promoted. Whether that's going to happen is another matter entirely. Tactics-wise, we've lowered the defensive line slightly. We're not going to use the offside trap as well, because that's just a bit silly. We're just going to go to defensive ones like that. Schreiber is on a defensive duty because it says no, we're going to go attacking with him. We're going to go attacking, man. Why not? Brusher can go back on support there. So we've got 3 attackers. Henning. Yeah, we'll go for that. So yeah, 2 ball playing defenders now, as they both really good passes of the ball compared to what Kevin Krause was, and other players like Reeder who was playing alongside him. But that is that. We start off with a real tough game actually, which is going to be a good test for us to start things out this season, to kind of see where we are at, and that is against Duisburg, and that is coming up for you guys right now. Okay, here we go then, the first games of the season. Wuppertal and Berghausen, 2 teams that I think got promoted last season. Got a 1-1 draw in the opening game of the season, but this is the first weekend of fixtures. So Redondo's officially gone, so he won't be available for this game, which is I'm glad we've got Cabala. Let's put it that way. Where is Cabala? Oh yeah, I forgot he's injured. I forgot he got an injury in pre-season. It's fantastic. Emat Shifki. Nicholas Sessa. Bench. Gauri will have a bit of you as well on the bench. Let's see, we go for Schreiber instead of Rosser. What? Oh, Dom. Why do you have to have 3 bloody youth players? Well, I suppose that's why I suppose that's why Germany have got such good, are great at churning through generation upon generation. Actually, I remember now, that's why they changed it about not that long ago, did they? Maybe like 20 years ago, if that. They brought in this rule about having youth players so that younger players can develop playing first team football, which is kind of a good rule to have, to be fair. Maybe 3 is a little bit excessive, but I think that'd be a nice thing for them to include in the Premier League, to be honest. To say, well, yeah, like I said, I think 3 is too many. Have from your under 23s on the bench, like on every game, but I think, yeah, I think maybe 1 or 2 would be acceptable. I think it has benefited German football in regards to their national team success, having that rule in place. A positive start from us though, away from home so far. Well, we've had more shots. Expected goals is a little bit higher than Duisburg, but does that really mean anything? Probably not. Too slick. on his second season involved at the club, and Parker slots one home to get himself off the flank. A guy who I was actually considering maybe selling, because I could get a bit of money for him, and he's on quite a lot of wages. I think he's on about nearly 7 grand, which is like our second highest, I think, player currently at the club. So I was umming and ahhing about whether we should actually do that deal and offload him to kind of relieve some of the pressure from the wage budget, but I'm glad I'm not, because it's worked in our favour and he's grabbed us a goal in replacement of Cabala, who's going to probably be starting. But I mean, if Parker starts this season flying, firing on all cylinders, then who am I really to keep him out of the team? You know, that'd be stupid of me. Rolls, back post, Russia fires in for goal number 2. Let's go. Torsten Russia, going to be a big player for us this season, as he was last season. Really helped us get that good run of form when he joined. But yeah, we drifted off to a little bit towards the end of the season. But again, I know having him for the full season is going to make a big difference for us. Big difference. And Parker is injured. First game of the season after getting a goal. It's not what you want. It's kind of took all his momentum away. You slick. Back post, Spalvis. Oh my lord. Okay. We've got really no options to bring on because we've got these idiot regens here. I think we just need to bring some players up from the under 23s, I think, because I can't have these on the bench all season. These greyed out players, it's just no good. No good to anyone. Feel like they've got a lot of the team that they had last season, to be honest. Doppelkamp, Muller, Pitch they had, Amavuka. But yeah, they've just switched it up completely in the formation there. Dropped some players from midfield into a centre back position. That Mamavuka or Mvuka, however you pronounce it. Rasa, Rizzuto. Can he find the space? Plays it back all the way back to Henning. Gonna play that simple ball roll, tries. Gives the ball away so cheaply there. Now Mikkels can break. Gotta make sure we defend this correctly. Across the face of goal, Muller. Oh yes, we've got away with one. We have got away with one. Let's go. Come on. That is poor. That is poor from the forward there for Duisburg. Put it on a plate for him and he's only hit the post. But Mikkels then fires home. But I think it is too late in the day now. We'll just go very defensive just to see things out. And there you go, we start things off with a brilliant 2-1 away win against a team that really, well, they were higher than us in the table last season. I think they managed fifth place last season, so we'll take that all day long. Promising start to the season for us. We need to kind of sort out the bench a little bit. And like I said, bring some of the under 23s, make them available for the first team, so that we have actually options off the bench, the likes of Matundo, 16-year-old who looks like a phenomenal talent for us. But yeah, a positive start makes me excited to get this season underway now. We've made some good business. I thought we had done some good business in the summer, to be honest. Offloaded some players who didn't really perform for us. We should have got promoted last season. The players that we still had last season should have been enough, but they just didn't perform. And you know, but ties, I don't, you know what I mean. If they showed me nothing, so in my opinion, you know, I gave them the season. They didn't perform. Go off you go, son. So there we go. We should be sitting pretty on 3 points there, third in the table currently. The one game, of course. In regards to the schedule, then we'll churn through a few games. I think one game we should come back for. Who should we come back for? Potentially Yeah, we'll come back. Ingolstadt and 1860 Munchen, I think. Because Ingolstadt were a good team last season. Unlucky not to get promoted. So it should be another tough test for us. And Munchen, not so good last season. So again, we should have a good performance against them at home and score a few goals. Fingers crossed anyway. So that rounds out today. I know it's been a transfer heavy episode for you guys and not as much in regards to action on the pitch, but I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and like button. It's much appreciated to kind of get this channel more exposure. Greatly be appreciated. Anyway, thank you for watching. Rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Cheers. Bye bye.